Good evening, free enterprise fans, and welcome to another exciting community race, Mom Spaghetti Club, the fastest club in all of free enterprise. We have two fantastic runners today, Judge Joe and Engine Dave. My name's Vatasia. I'm joined on the mic with Joker Mage. How are we doing today, Joker?
I'm doing very good. I'm looking forward to just, having a nice, calm, relaxing, home cooked meal. It's nice of you to invite me to your parents' house for the spaghetti. And is there going to be Parmesan cheese or meatballs with it?
I don't know because I've not had mom spaghetti for so long. I don't remember if she actually ever had meatballs but she did have Parmesan cheese. The grated stuff that comes in like the green can. Yes, we go budget here.
Yeah, and we should also, it's also nice to invite along Scarcer, who's going to be pushing the buttons and turning on the lights for us as our tracker, and Arnlore, who is running the whole show from behind the scenes. So thanks to them and give them a follow.
Absolutely. Mom Spaghetti Club, the whole theme of this is gotta go fast. We have, potentially 10 objectives that are out there. However, you only have to complete four in order to complete the seed, and those four could be very fast. One of them is in that Sphere Zero location, defeat the boss at Mist Cave, but all the others is a little bit buried, so we don't quite know what we're expecting for this one, do we?
Not at all. And there can be some surprises. We've seen this happen before where it looks like everything's just nice and neat, tied up and lined up, only to have a few wrenches thrown into the works. And until we get to that point, we're not going to actually know. But I would say just, strap yourself in. It should be fun.
Absolutely. We've seen, 2 weeks ago when this community race last went on, the whole seed lasted less than 10 minutes. So I don't think we're going to be quite that fast this time. But anything can happen here in Mom Spaghetti Club. We've had races that last more than an hour. We've had races that last sub 10 minutes. So it's wild, crazy randomization and variation in the finish times and what we can do. This one is looking a little mid. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and as someone who has run this flag set, it is a lot of fun, and you definitely never really know what you're going to get. It's just all over the place, and sometimes you think you have the answers, and then you realize, okay, there was actually a faster answer that everyone else found, and you feel kind of sad that you forgot to check Evelyn Castle for the first time ever. Not that I'm speaking from personal experience or anything.
No, that doesn't sound verbatim at all like what happened recently.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I know at the beginning of club season, I didn't have quite as much enjoyment when I first tried it out, but I think you talked to me, sort of explained what was actually this club was about. I sort of got it then, and I've just been having a blast with it since.
Absolutely. The ultimate goal, and I've explained this on other streams as well, is that in speedrunning, there's the technical aspects of knowing the race and knowing the game and being able to execute all of that. The second half of that is your emotional state. And it's very easy if you make a mistake or if you feel like you made a bad decision that didn't pan out to get tilted. And this seed is designed to maximize that emotional state where you always feel like you're making a wrong decision and maximizes the number of wrong decisions you might make. So you're always in that state of second guessing yourself and questioning yourself. And it's not a fun feeling, but it's an important one if you're going to be speedrunning, to be able to live and exist in that emotional state, because that's what speedrunning is about. You have to be able to live in that edge and continue to keep a cool head.
Absolutely, and just with like the kind of flags that we've seen happen here, it really is just you gotta be on your toes, otherwise you're going to miss something or you're going to fall behind somewhere, and or just sort of get caught completely unawares. And it looks like we're getting ready to start very shortly, so we'll see who the partner is and who the what the key item is very shortly.
So it does look like we have a Palom start with a Rosa partner. This is really kind of an interesting start. Palom gets online relatively quickly. You just get him a couple levels. He starts getting those level 2 spells. And then Rosa, any heroine robe bow user, fantastic for an early starter.
Yeah, unfortunately, the gift from the king was only a cat claw, which maybe they'll find a Yang to give that to. Maybe they'll find an Edge to give that to. Also, it looks like we had CPU at a bargain spot. I don't know if that's going to come back later or not, just because it's not directly in the flags, or in the objectives, but it could show up.
Yep, it could. So both runners decide, okay, first stop is going to be in this watering pass cave. And I mean, an elven bow is fantastic as well as a coffin. Remember, you're trying to maximize as little power as you can. You want to open as few chests because every second really counts in this particular race.
Yeah, this is not a dark matter hunt in the slightest. This is get what you need as soon as you can and start clearing objectives.
I did also see a karate there, a second karate, and a vampire. So between that and the elven bow, I think we're in pretty good shape. We might even, sneaky try to jump over here and take a peek at what's in this mist cave, since that is one of our objectives. But it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, there was plenty to get started with here, but they could also go look at some of the other places. And I think, we do have someone going to go probably talk to Bedward and see what he has to offer.
Yep, Freaky Adam is turned on here when we were crafting these objectives and kind of seeing what all was going on. We wanted to eliminate like massive boss hunts, so we took one off the board for sure, but let's see. Edward gives us just a Gungnir spear. All right. Meanwhile, Judge Joe climbing Mount Hobbs to see what this extra character is. Oh, hello, Edward.
And that is our gauntlet.
Oh my gosh. How many times has the gauntlet been there? It feels like it's been there quite a lot in this club.
Yeah, and if you're ready for it, it is probably not the hardest spot, but it is going to slow you down taking it down.
Absolutely. Having someone with a Stardust Rod or even Kane with a Flame or Blizzard Spear. There's a few other items that are out there that you can use to sweep through there that would be significantly easier, I think, on everything. But yeah, for now, we're going to take a pass at that. But that is another objective that we know where it is. Oh, there's an Earth Hammer, which is one of those items that we can use if we happen to find a Sid somewhere.
Also, I'm not sure if it was mentioned, but Bedward only had a Gungnir sphere, so it's another Zonk.
Okay, meanwhile, this is Mylan and Friends. So this is a little bit annoying because we don't really have anything to sweep through Mylan's friends here, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it looks like Andrew Dave is about to go up and find the gauntlet for himself, too.
Both runners will have, everything set up.
Oh, dear, right. He took out Mylon first.
Yeah, these ghasts can be pretty punchy, but I think getting the fire one off, they are weak to fire anyway. Oh, 2 of the 3.
That's a sad wipe there, but it shouldn't be too hard to get through that if you want to try it again. It's just a matter of getting rid of those gas first, I guess.
Joe is skipping it and says, if anything was there, I've already lost, so let's go ahead and not waste any more time. It is now Joe's turn to go over here to Bedward.
Yeah, and so far none of them have actually checked the really obvious objective spot in the mist cave. So I think they're still kind of like looking for some power before they just go and try and hit everything at once.
Well, Dave went ahead and is taking on the gauntlet here, which is going to have the added benefit of getting these levels on Palom that he really has been hoping for. Lots of undead here, so his fire and ice spells, once he got to the ice 2, will certainly prove to be a little bit powerful. Joe also taking the trap chest. It is K-Trap it is on.
Yeah, and considering how many Zonks we've seen so far, there's bound to be something in a trap chest somewhere, and it might as well be Flame Dog.
Well, the issue is that we're still not getting any levels, which is a problem for Judge Joe. He's still sitting at those level 10 locations. Everyone's still in the front row. We'll see if he ends up making a change here.
And meanwhile, NG Dave is still working through that gauntlet. I think getting through that will actually be helpful, just because it is an objective. It is a third character. And it would just be nice to have that done.
I tend to think so as well. This is going to be the last little bit of magic that Palom has here. So I think there's at least one more fight that Dave is going to have to get through without the assistance of any of Palom's magic. And of course, it's the one that you really want to be able to sweep through because it's 6 otherwise.
Yeah, and the spirits, as I recall, are immune to fire, so you have to be able to use something other than fire if you want to try and get them all at once.
Yeah, they absorb fire even, so if you cast it, it'll heal them. That fire one, though, will work wonders.
And Judge Joe looks like he is going to be able to take out the last of the ghast and just has Mylon left.
He does get through. Worth pointing out, Joe did find an Artemis bow there in Antlion Cave, so that Rosa is going to be dishing out quite a bit of damage. But the only one that lives to get that experience, Twin Harp here. That's not an objective, but it's another key item at least.
Yeah, it opens up some stuff, and more importantly, just getting something done so that you got some levels and have some progress is really key. Again, it's a lot about that attitude, and if you're just bouncing off of early level stuff, that can be very frustrating.
Absolutely. So Dave does get through, so he has one objective complete. Meanwhile, we know the other objective is at least within the sphere, which is the Mist Cave. Both runners appear to be heading over here to Fabul to do the Fabul defense and to check the shops here.
Yeah, a lot of people like to fade Fabul, but if you don't have underground access and don't already have the pan, it's better to probably just get it done because it is a key item check, it's a boss check, and plus you can get, I believe it heals you before and after the fight.
Worth noting, Judge Joe picks up 3 Grimoires. Dave only picks up 1. Those Grimoires, depending on how well they roll, they do a random summon. Sometimes you get Chocobo, sometimes you get Behemoth, but if all we're focusing on is these early games, and you can sweep through quite a bit. Mom Bomb, unfortunately, for the Fabul defense, this is not something that a single Grimoire is going to be able to solve for us.
Yeah, the Grimoire lottery sometimes pays off and sometimes it just backfires on you. But we'll have to see how they approach this. It is worth noting that NG Dave getting through Fabul Gauntlet does also have Edward helping out.
I mean, is he really helping out, though? Really?
I guess the question is that Edward worth the Artemis bow that Judge Joe found?
The Artie Bow is doing quite a bit of work here on that side. So it is exploding right now. We'll see if the party does survive and out comes a Grimoire. That will do it for Judge Joe.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that Edward has decided to hide for the rest of the match here. And Angie Dave gets his own Grimoire off and is through. That's Leviathan.
Oh, and we're rewarded with just the crystal, by the way, in the key item pool. This is win game, so if you want to go up and take a crack at Z, you absolutely can, but not necessary.
Of all the key items that aren't technically Zonks, it's kind of a Zonk.
Oh, it's absolutely a Zonk in this sort of situation.
And so really the only valuable key item that's been found, I guess, is Twin Harp at this point. So there's still a lot of looking around to do.
We do. Keep in mind we still have Baron in as well. We have Mount Ordeals, which, keep in mind, Mount Ordeals has 3 boss spots, and we are in a bit of a boss hunt location for Elements and Dark Knight. It does look like Injidave is going to be going into the Antlion Cave now, finishing up what Joe has already done. Worth pointing out, though, we do have those K-Traps, 3 in Evelyn Castle and the Flame Dog chest as well.
Yeah, this will be worth it if Dave does also pick up that Artie Bow.
Yep, and he did, absolutely. He got the Artie Bow, and he picked up the Earth Hammer as well.
Looks like Judge Joe is going for possibly round 2 against the Flame Dog.
Yeah, I got some levels on Palom and able to survive maybe a punch to get a nice 2 off.
It's, neither of the runners have actually visited my favorite place in the world, Evelyn Castle, yet, so I'm a little disappointed by that, but they probably have much more experience and are confident that they don't really need to go there yet.
That coffin did get Judge Joe rolling, so the Flame Dog is down. Just a ribbon. I say just a ribbon, it's a fantastic item, but you're hoping for some more guidance, I think.
Well, Ribbon plus Edward is an answer to a really nasty evil wall if they happen to run into that. And here we go, the Mist Cave spot.
Oh, Sandy, Cindy, and Mindy, the Magus sisters. I mean, with the Artemis bow, that should be no problem. And then we got a lit 2 off even before the middle sister could get anything off. So very, very quick fight.
At the same time, Dave just got through the Antlion Cave and got his Twin Harp.
Longsword. I did see Judge Joe pick up a ninja sword as well a little bit earlier in the really deep part of Fabula Castle that we don't normally loot out anymore. Real interesting. I mean, if an Edge ever shows up where he's fully online just about.
Yeah, it would be great for that Edge. There's probably... but I was just wondering, do you think Dave is also going to head over to Mist Cave shortly?
I imagine there's very little that would be scary to him right at the moment. Yeah, he's going there. And it is another Palom available over here.
That Palom is having lunch with Dark Elf. Yeah, that Dark Elf is not going to be a huge threat. We'll have to see who's in the second spot.
Guards in their French vanilla spot, and Joe did buy some hourglasses, so decides, hey, we're going to go ahead and use a few of these.
Yeah, fortunately, guards don't have boss bit, so there's a lot of things you can do to avoid their nastier counters. Muting them, turning them into frogs, or just hitting them with hourglass. All of them perfectly valid strategies. And NG Dave did get through the Mega Sisters, is now at 2 out of 4, and is going around currently Mysidia to see what's going on there.
Spending the night in Mysidia. Looks like he's trying to get maybe an extra rest. Not quite sure what he's doing there. Oh, there's the hook.
Yeah, that's both useful for the rat tail objective and also lets you go check out what is in the Cave of Blana.
That is important to know. Meanwhile, Dave says, we're going to go at Mount Ordeals. There's enough boss fights to make this a little bit attractive. At least 2 and defeat elements and defeat the Dark Knight.
Yeah, it's worth noting Joe is, I guess, ahead on key items with that hook, while NG Dave is ahead on objectives, having also gone through the gauntlet at this point.
Yeah, Joe's a good enough runner. I think he's just looking for something to sweep through or for something easy. So looks like he's on his way over here to do these trap chests, which should be a pretty good time. Here's Demist. Not bonus round Demist here, but it is a Demist here.
And it shouldn't be too much of a problem at this spot. It's definitely worse when you have it on back attack, but pretty much everything's worse at back attack.
Oh, it's one Grimoire. Woo!
Yeah, the Grimoire lottery paid off for Joe again.
That's just Rosa and just an apple in that case. So have to get everyone up, and we'll see if he tries to keep anyone else like just using hourglasses instead of immediately rolling the Grimoires there.
Yeah, if you have those hourglasses, these trap chests should not be terribly hard.
Oh, and a protect ring, and he says, yep, immediately. And it's a good thing he did, because there's a trap chest right there.
NG Dave is through the Mist Dragon, going back to take a save, and then we'll be going to see who's at the back attack.
This is possibly one of the worst ones you want to see in the back attack spot. Baigen really stinks here. It's just a bad roll.
Yeah, after getting replaced by the computer at his old job, he just came up here and is now harassing people crossing the bridge.
That vampire on the back arm cast can be absolutely devastating. The wall that he casts can be absolutely horrible. It's just not fun. Oh, and Joe hits kind of a massive home run there with the Darkness Crystal. So technically, we can complete the giant now if we really want to.
And with the hook, Joe can also go underground, so he does technically have access. He just has to get through a few bosses to do that.
I mean, he can get underground, yes, but there's no objective that is just get underground, right? They all require something else, so we're not quite in technical mode.
There's the last trap chest. Do you think Joe's trying to save some of the hourglasses for some of the other trap tests, either underground or on the moon?
I wouldn't doubt it, in particular when you get that darkness crystal, because if you can get an hourglass off on those hair dryers up there, that's a boatload of experience. Oh, let's see. Can Dave survive this? No! Oh, the explode gets him.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate redo there. Back attack, like always, is just a really tough spot, depending on what you're trying to find there.
With 250 health for each of those arms, so the explode certainly, there's just no good way around it. Hallam finally learns virus. Oh, there's the pan. That's the key item.
Yeah, Joe is finding all sorts of answers in Evelyn Castle, and it was like I said, Evelyn Castle is just great. It's best place on Earth.
Yep, Joe is in technical go mode right now. Now, you're probably not going to do the giant right now. Like, that feels like a really not great move. But I can absolutely see you going up to the moon, getting the character there, doing the hairdryer's chest, and then seeing what else you got.
Yeah, and I think Joe is seeing the same writing on the wall there, and is raising the big whale right now. And NG Dave did take out the vampire arm this time around in the rematch against Baigen.
Meanwhile, we have Hallam that is bluffing up quite a bit in order to be able to cast a single strong magic attack before that middle slot really gets rolling with the wall. But there's the lit too. And with the immediate recover. Oh.
Yeah, meanwhile, Joe is going to the moon, and we'll go and see what his plans up here are. So the character check first, that's usually a good play, especially if you want any more power on your team. We'll see who this is very shortly.
Dave does get virus as that Baigen does go down finally. Oh my! I hear people calling for Dathis because that's a little bit of vanilla. That's a very powerful virus Meteo Fusoya already going.
Yeah, taking out raw bosses before getting him just means he starts that much more powerful. And probably maybe hair dryers check or... Yep, hair dryers. So we'll go see what's there.
That being said, Dave pulls a wombo combo. He gets both the Rat Tail as the key item and Dark Knight Cecil, which is an objective. So that is 2 for 1 on Mount Ordeals.
And that's another helping of vanilla too. So if I remember correctly, Hook was at Baron Inn, so Dave just has to get through Baron Inn, get the Hook, and can turn into Rat Tail and it'll be done.
That's right. So we know that the intended underground access, at least at this point, unless the magma key is exactly at Twin Harp, then Dave should stumble upon it on his current path. However, Joe does get those hair dryers down with a Meteo cast, and Baron Key, nice to see.
So we do know that CPU is the first Baron castle boss, but we don't know who's disguised as the Baron King yet. That could be Elements. And also, I don't think Joe knows that DKC is in the changing room.
No, he has not done map ordeals up to this point in time. So we know that that is the intended route. Dave is at 3/4 ready. Joe, he still has to do even the alt gauntlet, which he hasn't completed quite yet. Oh, peeking in the giant. Okay, maybe a cheeky last arm check.
I mean, they have been joking about it in the Discord a couple times, so maybe it's worth looking at. Dave, however, is at the guards fight and should be able to get through this fairly easily. Yeah, it looks like Joe is looking for a last arm at this point.
Tried to cast stop, but it could not be done.
And Dave is having a bit more trouble with the guards just because they did manage to get Piggy off on Rosa.
But that last guard is stopped now, so this is free from here on out.
And since he grabs that hook, he's basically done.
So all Dave has to do is go pick up the hovercraft and turn the rat tail in, and 3 of 4, he will be 4 of 4 done. Just a Dragoon Lance, and opting to walk that out on Judge Joe's side, at least for the experience, I imagine.
And we're going to get the hovercraft launched, and then that should be about it.
Some of us still want to know exactly what's going to be on that on the rat tail, though. It would be interesting to know, for example, if it ends up being locking anything else. For example, if it was the tower key or the Luca key, those two in particular lock other key items. Package.
Yeah, there's still, because it is pretty common with this flags that there's just going to be a lot still left to find out even when you get done. Just because you only need 4 things to be able to finish, and we're about to see that coming up shortly.
Yep, we turned it in. We don't even get to see the key item. No! But Dave does finish first.
Yep, that's GG to NG Dave. Official time 28 minutes 51 seconds. I think he's joined us in the room. Hi.
Hello?
Congratulations and GG.
Yeah, GG's to everyone. That ordeal's paid off huge.
Oh, go ahead, Teja.
I was going to ask, is that something that ordeals is weighted a little bit heavier whenever there's extra boss hunts just because it's 3 boss checks at the same time? Or what's your thought there?
You want the very simple answer?
Yes,
I want a virus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll do it.
And I also know that you didn't back out of that football gauntlet on Hobbs, where you just said, okay, it's objective and it's a character, I'm going to do this.
Mostly it's +1 objective, and I bought that Boreas earlier, so gets through the first fight, and then you get Ice 2 and start sweeping the rest. Although that gauntlet did teach me something. Apparently gargoyles cannot be instantly killed.
Yeah, I think we all learned that with you at the same time.
The plan was going to be toss a coffin at one, vampire at the other, and save my MP to Ice 2 the last wave. Then we had to call a quick audible when, well, it didn't work.
Yeah, and then you ended up spending the rest of your MP, and lo and behold, the last fight was, of course, the 6 enemy one.
I know about that, but I also know gargoyles can be kind of rude if you leave them alone.
And if you hadn't found the hook at Baron Inn, what do you think your next play would have been?
Flame Dogs and Evelyn Traps, because I don't have underground access yet.
You weren't still just on Fade the Harp then?
Okay, my next play would have been poke my head in at Waterfall just in case it's elements and I can fade everything else. Then doggo into Evelyn Traps. Because I knew where Hourglasses were for sale. So you just, hawk a bunch of stuff, raise 18k, buy 3 Hourglasses, and sweep through those. I'd seen the Hourglasses too in Mysidia.
And I believe we saw that in Evelyn Castle there was Pan and Darkness Crystal, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Pan and Darkness Crystal. And of course, we know that Judge Joe has found both of those. He has not done Mount Ordeals up to this point in time. He's just now getting back.
He never will.
Yeah, with that foo, I think he's going to go right underground.
No, I bring it to Joe enough. I know it well enough. He will fade Ordeals till the end if possible. But yeah, for me, it was simply I wanted Virus, and there's a bunch of boss checks. I know the XP up there is enough to get there, or to get you there, and Virus is enough to sweep the rest of the overworld. Yeah, I see it on my screen now. Darkness was in the basement.
Yep, and there was a Fustoya up there.
And Magma was on the hook route, so, well, you were getting out of hook one way or another.
Oh, so that was the 4 Mad Ogre chest then.
Yep. That it was.
That's one of the memes, isn't it? Just that you're going to have to get the Magna key off of hook route.
That's one of them we have. Although I prefer the Magma off a Demist on the hook route for added comedy.
But this still was, a pretty typical Mom Spaghetti Seed, about half an hour. Definitely didn't go as fast as the last one, but...
Oh, that's the 5-minute blink and you miss it seed?
Yeah, we actually got to talk for a little bit. I appreciate you letting me do my job over here, Dave.
You're the one rolling these seeds, so, if they're jets, I think we gotta point it at the roller.
Is it really a jet if the flag set is designed to be this fast, though?
Well, the 5-minute one was a jet even by Mom Spaghetti standards.
But with that, do you have any other thoughts or insights on, this flag set, the seed in particular, or anything else?
It's been fun running this flag set so far. I said before that you've certainly captured the essence of, did I miss something? Basically, full panic from start to finish.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear.
And I see. I think I'll let you guys go. Oh, another Palom on the hook route.
Yep, another Palom on the hook
I can
route.
see Joe.
So,
I can see on Joe's stream. That's a lot of Paloms. Hey,
there's a lot
Joe,
of magic here.
We had calls for twins in the race beforehand. I don't think this was the twins we were expecting.
Yeah, but it's still the twins. We can use 2 Paloms to catch twin.
And you're guaranteed to get a good wisdom stat.
Facts.
It does look like Joe is still checking the chest, so we'll probably find that for Matt Ogre's holding the bag of key shortly.
Yep, it's in the ring, so I believe next floor.
Yep. All right. Well, GG's again, Andrew Dave, the first place finisher, and I think at this point the current points leader in both the live Mom Spaghetti points and the async points. Will anyone catch Andrew Dave? This is a call out to the rest of the community. Come beat up on Dave, please.
Hey! But do so gently.
I don't know. You have a pretty large point lead here, so either way, GG's to you, sir.
Thank you, and have a great rest of the day.
And Joe has come across the Mad Ogres. And while we were talking, we did have a second place finisher off stream. We'll link second place with time of 34:48.
There is the magma key and the sudden realization I have to go backwards. He is not going backwards. He is continuing on.
Well, I'm wondering if he's thinking that maybe elements it could be the KQ Evelyn spot, which would be an objective.
Yeah, save here, save scum. He knows. Well, he thinks that it could be either Elements or Dark Knight. He does not know where Dark Knight Cecil is. So I can see you're already down here. Let's go ahead and make the check. And if it's not, immediately reset out. Yeah, we know it's Dark Imps at Ruby, so that's not a boss, but...
That's just Water Hag.
It is just Water Hag. Why? I'm still confused, Joe. You can breathe. Unless he thinks that it's going to be less time to just get through this.
Water Hag shouldn't be too hard, and Dark Imps were the Ruby spot. If you have those hourglasses still, that should not be a problem.
Hourglass stone, I guess. Yep, he still has, let's see, he has done the Boss of Mist Cave, he has done the Fabul Gauntlet, he will be able to do Pan, and here's the problem. So we know that the Rat Tail and the Dark Knight are up on Mount Hobbs, or Mount Ordeals, and based on intelligence from Enjadave, we do not believe Judge Joe is going to go do those. So we're hunting for Sealed Cave, Tower Key. I think we saw Tower Key is absolutely at Dwarf Castle from Enjadave's scroll there. I didn't see where Package was. I didn't see where Sealed Cave or where Luka Key was, though.
I didn't see what was going to be behind the Sheila checks, so that is a possibility. Is once you do the pan turn in, there could be something at either of those spots.
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely could be. I didn't know because we just had the scroll with Enjadave, the spoiler log showing us exactly where everything was.
Meanwhile, we did have a third place finisher off stream, Possum Morpheus, third place, official time 37 minutes, 37 minutes, 57 seconds.
All right.
And it looks like Fusola tripped over his beard and fell down that pitfall.
Darn that beard. Always tripping us over, even when we don't have the beard. And we are launching the Falcon. I got to imagine, first thing, bunking Yam, right?
Yeah, it opens up 2 more checks. It's just a walk down Self Cave. It's right there. It's objective. Go ahead and do it. Although I'm wondering, is he going to also check for trap chests on the way?
You know, that's a great idea. If we had a curse ring, I wouldn't doubt if we would, because you can throw a curse ring on someone, set up an RA1 setup, and just have Fu sweep through everything with Quake. Which makes it very easy, and you don't even have to heal. You can just kind of presume everything will die very quickly.
And K-Summon is not on, so this will not be a key item.
Won't be a key item. Will be a nice item, though. Again, if we had that edge.
And so now Joe just has to find one more answer, and then he will also be complete.
I love what Joe just did there. He did a save scum. He is going to go up, turn in Sheila 1 and 2. If it's not anything at Sheila 1 or 2, we'll immediately reset, and he's right back into the underground instead of having to do the full walk. That's a pro level move right there with the save scumming.
Yeah, and I guess what the next move would possibly go down to Fey March and check out what that free key item is.
Yeah, do the free key item, check the Fey March bosses to see if either of them are Elements or Dark Knight. If not, then you have a couple other free checks. You could do Dwarf Castle for 2 boss checks and 2 key items, or you could do Tower Check, which top of tower plus 4 traps.
Okay, just Avenger and Sand Ruby.
Willing to walk out the Avenger and Sand Ruby, though. That's interesting. That to me was the perfect setup to reset out, because no one right now in the party can use the Avenger, right?
I mean, maybe he's hoping that the Sand Ruby will be Kane or something. Nope, not checking the Kaipo bed, so just decided to fly back and hold on to it, it looks like.
Yeah, I would have reset out of that, honestly. Just simply because it's not immediately beneficial, and you're in a 3 of 4 situation right now.
But as we talked about, it looks like we are going to go and see what's going on down in the Fey March. There is also 1 trap chest, so possibly check out Warriors. I don't know if that's got the party for that.
Trying to. Oh, he's gonna float and check these trap chests. Okay.
Yeah, so he is probably looking for Warriors then.
Does he have a cursed ring that he put on that Rosa for RA1?
If he still has Hourglasses, he's probably just going to Hourglass, right?
It's true, yeah. Oh, and Scarcer, our wonderful tracker, is pointing out, we know that Warriors is the Luca key, because we saw that on Dave's scroll, so this will be an answer.
Is it the answer you want, though?
Honestly, yeah. Like, it is the physically closest thing. All you have to do is unlock the sealed cave. You don't have to complete it. So it's
Oh,
literally like,
I misread it. I assumed it was a completion, but no, yeah, if it's just unlocked, that is definitely the answer.
yeah, it's like fly south like a eighth of the map, and you're set.
And that's vanilla spot for warriors, isn't it?
It very much is. Okay. Oh, just immediately going for stone, not even going for a stop. All right, so getting through it, maybe a little bit the hard way, but still pretty easy to get through at this point.
Yeah, there should be enough that they can just clean up the rest. And you just going to... I'm sorry, go on.
No, sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you're probably just going to exit out immediately, right?
You absolutely should. You should absolutely exit out right now. And he's like, no one knows exit, but I'm walking out. That warrior chest has been the answer on a surprising number of these Mom Spaghetti seeds. I think this is the second or third week where that held, like there were 2 or 3 routes to end, but one of the answers was there at warrior chest. And with that, GG's to Judge Joe, who does officially finish. 46-35, so GG's to Joe.
And we'll see if we can get Joe to come in and talk to us for a bit. Okay, and it looks like Joe has declined the interview. So, about how this to me, this felt more like the typical Mom Spaghetti seed, where there's plenty of answers, and it's just a matter of following the right strands of spaghetti to the right answers fast enough.
Absolutely. Multiple paths here in this one. And that's really a good showcase of this particular seed. We saw 2 different ways on stream in order to get there. One, a little bit faster. Finding those doubles is really, really nice in a Mom Spaghetti seed. But yeah, if you liked that or anything else, please feel free to give us a follow over on our Discord. Join the Mom Spaghetti Club. Still a few weeks left in Community Club race, including at least one more live race. Would love to have more people out here. Meantime, do want to give one last shout out, not just to all of our runners, but also everyone behind the scenes working Iron Lore again for the restream, and Scarcerer, who did all of the tracking for us. Thank you so much for everyone behind the scenes. Looks like we are going to be raiding Possumorpheus, who is still, who did run this seed, but is doing another async. So make sure to give him lots of love here. Otherwise, once again, Joker Mage, always a pleasure working with you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me along. Again, this has been one of my favorite flag sets and one of my favorite community clubs this season. And I'm looking forward to the next few weeks. And maybe even once community club time ends, I'll run some of these on my own.
Well, man, that would sound fantastic. Looking forward to the wrapping up of season 1 here. Again, we're on our way off to Possumorpheus. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you at the next race. Take care.